Well, listen, we're going to crack on
Yeah.
because, like I said, we're this is a spur of the moment thing. We just wanted to check in with some people because obviously last night, um, good old Boris, he explained that we're back into lockdown today,
Right.
and so that could be quite quite negative for a lot of people.
Yep.
And also, many people might be wondering in the church, how that affects us as a church. Does it affect us at all? Honestly, it doesn't actually affect us that much as a church because we were already doing just online services, not meeting in person.
Yeah.
Um, and the food bank is allowed to continue so we can keep serving the community,
Yeah.
helping people, and those are the main things really that was
Right.
happening. So it doesn't really affect us. Oh, Barbara's joined us as well.
Morning, Bob.
Great.
Morning, afternoon, even.
Yeah, Barbara, it's not
Tricked-
morning
we
anymore.
tricked you.
We came on at noon this afternoon. So yeah, so as a church, it doesn't really affect us. It'll change the way in which things look on Sunday because we'll be back at home doing
Yeah.
church from home.
Wow, seems like ages ago then we were doing that.
Yeah, in the first lockdown. So Matt's joined us as well. Hi, Matt. Anyway, so that it doesn't really affect us as a church in that way. But it does affect us all as individuals, and we
Right.
want to talk into that a little bit today. I want to try and encourage you.
Yeah.
And I was so in the first lockdown, I devised this whole workout regime that I did because obviously we couldn't go to gyms, and I've loved being back at the gym and genuinely gutted that I can't go to the gym, especially because actually yesterday I paid my month's subscription yesterday,
Can't get that
so that's
back.
really helpful. But I was going back to doing this like home workout thing this morning, and the whole thing is based on the number 20 actually. I didn't realise this until I was doing it because it's all based around 20 reps or 20 seconds depending on what the exercise is. And so, I do 20 of something and then I stop for 20 seconds and then I do 20 of it again and stop for 20 seconds. Never realised that was actually what I was doing, but that's what I do. And yet today I found myself doing 21.
Oh.
I decided halfway through,
Prophetic.
I'm not doing 20, I'm doing 21. I'm just going to push that a little bit harder and say, no, we're not going back to 2020. we're not doing that. And me and Leah spoke a message on the 27th that talked about how we are moving on. We're believing again, is what we
Right.
said, what the whole message was about. And we finished, didn't we, by referencing Genesis 35, 20, 21, where we said that in verse 20 it says that Jacob, he buried Rachel and he dealt with all that, and he was, the old person, which Jacob, the name Jacob represents, the old person had to deal with all that. But in verse 21,
Yeah.
it said that Israel, who represents the new person who God called Jacob to be, the new person was moved on. And so we preached that message on the 27th, and then this Sunday just gone, which was the next Sunday on, after that message, Terence spoke a message that was about moving on
Really
in
good.
21,
Yes.
which was really
Catch
good.
up if
yeah,
you missed that. Really
if you didn't
good.
watch that, yeah,
Challenging, yeah.
you can get on our YouTube channel or watch the service on Facebook. And so we feel really passionately about this, that
Yes,
we need
absolutely.
to move on as a
Yeah.
church, and so we're not backing down. We're not allowing the enemy. The Bible says, doesn't it, that the enemy is like a roaring lion, seeking who he may devour. And so that can sometimes feel a bit scary, and lockdowns can feel a bit scary. But the truth is, yes, the devil is a roaring lion, but he is on a lead. God has him on a lead. God is still in control. As scary as lockdown may be, as scary as the devil may be at times, as scary as life can get, it's all on a lead, right? And if you've got a dog, you know the power of a lead, right? If you need to control that dog, you put it on a lead. It can't go anywhere. The whole behaviour changes once it's on the lead. It knows, that's it, I'm under control. And the devil is under control. Don't think for a minute he's not. And I was reading, well, actually, I wasn't reading this week. Actually, it came to mind, which is Hebrews 10, right at the end, verse 35, going into chapter 11. It says this: "So do not throw away your confidence.
Yeah.
It will be richly rewarded. You need to persevere so that when you have done the will of God, you will receive what he has promised. For in just a very little while, he who is coming will come and will not delay. But my righteous one will live by faith. And if he shrinks back, I will not be pleased with him. But we are not of those who shrink back and are destroyed,
Right.
but of those who believe
Yep.
and are saved."
Yes.
I'm going to just reword
Really
that
good
a little
that,
bit.
Yeah.
We are not of those who shrink back and are destroyed, but of those who believe again
Yeah.
and move on. And then chapter 11. Now faith is being sure of what we hope for
Yeah.
and certain of what we do not see. And we're choosing in 2021, lockdown or not, to keep believing,
Yeah.
to believe again and to move on.
Yeah.
2020 has still been buried. The past has been buried. The hurt's been buried. We're moving on as Israel. And we're moving on
Yeah.
as Grace Church.
Yeah. Very
So we're
soon.
excited about that.
Yes.
Destiny is calling. And her name is Grace Church. And we can't wait for what God's going to do. So don't for a minute think today, as lockdown begins, that the devil's winning.
Nope.
Don't think for a minute that the church is shut down. Don't think for a minute that you can afford to be discouraged or despondent or despair. Because we're not of those that shrink back and are destroyed.
Right. Yeah.
But we're of those who believe again
Yes.
and move on.
Yeah.
Amen.
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 Brilliant.
Hopefully that's encouraged you. Don't forget, Sunday morning we will see you at the usual time. There won't be the pre-meeting kind of thing that we do 10 minutes beforehand, because that would be weird. It would be me and Leah saying, "Hey guys, looking forward to the service today," and then changing over to the service where it's me and Leah again saying, "Hi, now we're in the service." So that just felt a bit weird. But Cuppa Room will be on as usual.
Yeah.
So tune in
Great
for the
to see
Cuppa
you
Room.
then,
Yeah, and tune into church at 11 on Facebook and YouTube. We'll see you
And
then.
we'll be announcing other things that we'll be doing throughout the month to help stay connected. It's so important, isn't it, that people don't feel like they're isolated, but you know, we're all here to help. If you feel like you need help, reach out to us.
Yep.
We'll help you. Life group leaders will be reaching out to theirs. If you're not in a life group and want to be in one, contact us. We want to make sure everyone is contacted and feels supported during this time. So yes, it'd be great to see you on Sunday, 11 a.m.
Yep. Love you.
All right.
Have a great
Pray
day.
for you. Bye.
Bye.